Morning, guys. All right. There we go. Okay, good morning, everybody. I haven't done this in a while. Hey, Dr. Phelps. Good to see you in here. Dutch fly fisherman. Hey, man. I'm doing good, man. I was thinking of you the other day. I was doing some fishing, and I felt bad that I wasn't able to catch up with you in the interior BC and do some fishing with you. Um, I'm sure you had a good time. As you probably figured out, I was pretty well caught up on Nick's van build in Victoria. But anyway, such is life. But I was doing some fishing the other day, and yeah, he popped in my head. So good to see you, man. Good to see you in here. How was your trip anyway? How was the fishing over there? Hey, Laura. Good to see you. And Dr. Phelps, you're from afternoon in Denmark today. I guess, is it Saturday or Sunday over there for you in Denmark? It's Saturday here. And I guess it's Canadian Thanksgiving, I think, is tomorrow or Monday or something. It's right around the corner. So happy Thanksgiving, you guys, too. It's one of my favorite holidays as well. Um, hey, make Saturday afternoon coffee for you. Well, yeah, cheers. I'm having one of these, Canadian coffees this morning. How's the audio? You guys, are you getting this clearly enough? I've got my phone's a little bit away from me at this point, and I like where it is right now. Um, but I'll move it closer if I have to, if you can't hear me. Um, oh, Iggy, holy shit. Thank you, Iggy. Holy cow. Wow, what a way to start a live that I haven't done in a while. Thank you so much. Man, that touches my, like, just, I really appreciate it. That touches my heart. Good to see you in here. Wow. Right on, man. I've been, oh, that's so great, man. That's gonna help put fuel in my tank for this next little road trip that I'm going on. So thank you so much. That really helps this little next stretch out quite a bit. How are you doing, Iggy? Um, Broken Nomad, howdy from Texas. Hey, Broken Nomad, howdy back to you. How's it going down there in Texas? Okay, thanks, Sandra. Glad to hear that. Coming through loud and clear. Time to make some coffee and join in. Should be fine. Yeah, have some coffee, guys. It's kind of that nice day. I am in Cowichan Bay at the moment. So I'll give you a little view just to show you what's up, because it's beautiful out here. There you go. Like, look at that water. It's a super nice morning. Oh, and there's a tanker boat over there coming in. Anyway, yeah, I'm hanging out down here this morning. I actually spent the night here last night, which was pretty nice. Yeah, good times. Iggy, I want to buy you a pressure canner to do some nomad canning. Pressure canner. I is Man, I don't know if I have the room for it. But I did do something along those lines just last night. It's gonna come out in a video. It's pretty interesting. But a pressure canner, actually, you know what? That might be a good thing, because I got space for that now. And that'd be really fun to do some canned salmon in the future. It's a bit late for preserves, like all the stuff that you would forage for right now is mostly over with at this point in time. Sadly, it's just that's the way it was this summer. The blackberry season is kind of finished, and once it's done, it's done. So now it's kind of like the mushroom season, and then there's good fishing. Hunting season's started up too, so that's actually been open for a little while, but I haven't gone yet. But Pressure canner. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Um, Let me know what you have in mind. Self setter. You're gonna meet up with Chrome anytime soon. We chatted about a month ago, so it was a ways back, and I had a call with Emmy as well, and they said they were gonna come through BC at some point in time, maybe in another couple weeks or so. And I told them that there's a good chance I'm going to be in the interior of BC. So I said, once you get to the BC Alberta border, just give me a call, see where I'm at, and maybe we can meet up and do a couple like overnight trips or backcountry fires, that kind of thing, and kind of play it by ear, so to speak. So, but yeah, I'm sure we're going to meet up, and then once they're back out on the island here, we'll probably do a little bit of that sort of thing as well. So it'd be good to see those guys. Yeah, miss them. It was, they're good folks. Iggy, doing great. Love your vids with mom. Oh, thank you so much, Iggy. Yeah, man, I had such a good time with her. It felt so good to have her in the van and take her around. We drove like crazy. We put on so many miles on that trip and so many boat rides. I was just trying to give her as much as I could in such a short period of time and just sort of take her through some of the areas that really kind of recharge my own spirit. So so we did that, and then we got some time down in Victoria with family and stuff, which was a really nice way to sort of wrap up that visit. And I didn't show that side of it too much down there, but it was pretty nice to do that. So she got a good flavor and taste of the island. She's definitely going to come back, and they might even do some sort of trip out here this winter. Not sure, but they were thinking like it would be nice to see what the place feels like during the rainy season. Um, Maybe she might move out here. I don't know. That would be awesome. I'd love my family to be out here. It's a really really fun place. Um, yeah. So good time with my mom. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, I actually missed her. As soon as she left, I was kind of like, I called her up when she got her phone, which was the day after, and I was like, Mom, I miss you already. I had so much fun. So it was pretty neat. But those things come and go, you got to make those times useful and take advantage of them when they come up, and spend that time with those people that you love and that sort of thing. So, um, and speaking of all that, like I'm definitely, my daughter's on my mind, and going to visit her is certainly something that's been on my mind in a big way. And there's still like maybe a couple things that have momentum behind them that are sort of in this area that are keeping me here. But I'm going to start basically putting some time into making a plan to go see her, and I don't know if it's going to be for Christmas time or if it's going to be before then, but it's going to be somewhere in the near future to go and visit her. And I'm really looking forward to that. And you've been, okay, Iggy, I've been canning with 1 pound propane tanks. Oh, it can also do 90 minutes from start to finish. Oh my god. Okay. I'm very interested in this. You can do it in 90 minutes from start to finish. This sounds like something I can do in the van, which would be amazing because then I could just go and do a fishing trip out at location, can salmon, and then I don't have to transport in my fridge. Is that what you're saying? Wow, that could be good. Because I just did something really fascinating in like just a little while ago that just blew my mind. I did a video on it, so that'll come out, and you'll see what that is. But yeah, that's huh. The things you can do. Um, Peter Jones, you're saying with winter coming up, do you have any pre-maintenance to the heater system? Yeah, I do. So I actually just did it a little while ago. It was super easy. All I did in this particular case is like when I put it to bed last springtime. I've had this heater now for 3 years running. Is I ran a little bit of kerosene through it. So it's a diesel heater, and I put a little bit of kerosene in my fuel bag that I have in the van, and I just ran some of that through it, so it's got a little bit of a cleaner fuel in it for the summer period where I wasn't using it. And then just about a week ago, I fired it up for the first time, and it ran great. I was just like, okay, good. You know, this is something that I don't need to service. I don't need to do anything. I just turned it on, let it run at full blast. That's the thing about these heaters, in my experience, is I just run them at full throttle when they're on, and then I turn them off, and then they're full throttle again when they go back on. The only time I've really used them on a low setting is if I'm going to be sitting in the van for a long period of time, possibly like editing a video, and you know, having it on full is just a bit too much. I can have the windows cracked and stuff like that, but I do put it on low for those periods of time. But right after I'm done with that and I'm like, okay, work's done and I want to turn the heater off, I'll put it back to full speed and I'll let it run that way for about 15-20 minutes, just to help burn off any of that extra carbon that may have built up in that period of time in the combustion chamber, and then out it goes. And I shut it down, and then the next time I power it up, it's full throttle again. So I was thinking possibly I might have to do a gasket repair, like take the thing apart, do a clean out of it, and put a new gasket kit in it. But it fired right up, so I think it's gonna be fine. And the guys that make this heater are like, you're probably fine too. Like, you can go a while before you have to do any real maintenance on it. So, we'll see. um, yeah, okay, Iggy. Yeah, you can pressure can any meat in 90 minutes, Joseph. Oh, okay. Well, definitely, I'm gonna try that now. Iggy, thank you. So, all right. I guess I don't know. Do I have to get a specific kind of setup for it, or am I just looking for a pressure cooker of any kind that you just throw on top of a stovetop? And I use it on my little propane stovetop. Um, that's kind of interesting. That's super interesting. I'm really intrigued, Digi. Thank you for this tip. Megan Brown, hi from New Zealand. Hi, back to you. Uh, oh man, it's great to have you guys tuning in from all over. Um, all right, let's see. um, yeah, thanks guys. Thanks, Laura. Laura's just saying my mom is such a sweet lady. Definitely raised a great son. Thank you very much. Yeah, she's pretty awesome lady. Um, I love my mom. She's really amazing, and I love my dad too. I don't communicate with my dad as much, but my mom and I are pretty close, and we share quite a bit of conversations on the go, like week to week and that sort of thing. Um, and my dad and I don't know, we just don't talk as often, but I love my dad too, and I've been thinking about him a lot lately as well. He is in Calgary, so you know, I really, really, really wanted to make a trip out there to go see him. Um, but I'm not sure if, like, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go into the interior a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to stretch it all the way to Calgary to visit him, but it would be kind of nice to do that. Because I sort of feel like after that, I'm probably gonna come back out here to the island, and then sometime after that, I'm gonna go see my daughter. So. Um, you know, it could be a while before I get to see my dad again after coming back from visiting my daughter. So it'd be nice to see him beforehand, I think. So, but I don't know. I kind of have a few things to kind of plan and keep track of and that sort of thing, and we'll see. But yeah, it was good to see him the last time I was in Calgary, which was last year, and that was really good. It was pretty short visit though, and would be nice to spend a bit more time with him. um, oh, Crooked Cuts. Currently working on Gen 2 CRV camping build. Been watching your vids basically from when you started. Oh, thanks, buddy. hopefully there's a couple tips and stuff in there that you're picking up, and that's useful stuff for you on your build. Um, Certainly, like when I was doing my templating, I've definitely covered how I do that in one of the videos. I don't know which one. I might do a specific video on that one thing, but that's probably not going to be until I sort of settle down a little bit more, and then sort of get down to doing a tool video that I talked about doing, and then I could do something like that and show some other techniques and stuff for van building. But that hopefully that's something I get to in the future, and I can share that stuff. But that's great. Right on, man. All the best. Enjoy the adventure. It's a lot of it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of reward. You did it yourself, and then it comes together. It's really nice. Let's see. Okay, Touristic Canada. Hey, buddy. Good to see you in here. You can get a low-tech one jar at a time on top of your stove. Talking about a pressure cooker. Okay, thanks, man. Um, that sounds great. Uh, oh man, the Lord, just a pressure canner, Joseph. Just matter of brand you get. Okay, pretty much just that. Doesn't matter what brand it is. It's just something. Okay, AG, I'm gonna look into this, and I'm gonna get something. Um, Maybe something. What I'll do is I'll kind of put it off for the time being, and I'll wait till I come back on this little drive that I'm going on, and then that'd be something to take up at that point. T-Bone, hey man, good to see you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a really good time with my mom for sure. Um, oh, the Jushoff of Pork 85. I'm not sure if I get that right, but much love back to you too from the Philippines. That's great. My dad spent some time in the Philippines. I know he talked about my channel when he was living over there, so there's a few people that maybe got put onto my channel through my dad from over there, but that's pretty cool. Well, much love back to you, and that's great to hear you tuning in from that far away. Yeah, Gary May, happy Thanksgiving. It is. Thanksgiving, I think, is tomorrow or the day after in Canada. So thank you. Um, it's this month. Oh, Mark Calderbank from Liverpool, UK. Hi, back to you. This is great, man. I love this. It's just tuning in from everybody like all over the place. It's such a friggin' awesome thing. Uh, Maddie Swentke, getting cold in Saskatchewan. Emmy and Chrome gonna have to bundle up. Yeah, it's kind of cooling off here on the island too. I was this close to putting my heater on this morning, but I didn't. I got up instead. I went and got a coffee, and then I came back down here. I cooked up some breakfast, and that heated up the inside of my van, and I think the condensation's starting to evaporate off my windows at this point. I had some hash browns that I made. Basically, it was a fire roasted potato. I had a fire not too long ago, and I was kind of at the end of the day. This wasn't a part of a video. It was kind of like after a video was already done. But I had some potatoes that I had purchased, and I just wrapped them up in foil with a squash as well, and put it all in the fire and roasted all that. And so it was nice this morning just to like peel those out of the wrapper and chop them up and fry them up in my pan. Have some eggs with it. I thought of sharing that while I was doing the live, but I thought the times where I've done that in the past, I found it was a bit of a juggle. So nice to just kind of put it aside. But there's a little leftovers. That's kind of how the hash browns turned out. So I'm saving this for later. Might have that for lunch or something. But super nice to do a fire roasted potato again, I tell you that. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here. Thanksgiving. Yeah, Boho Blue Van. We are on Thanksgiving weekend right now. Yeah. Yesterday was 27 degrees on Vancouver Island. Holy smokes. Um, where were you where it's 27 degrees? I was, yesterday I was I was in Victoria and I was kind of on the road as well, getting to this location, Cowichan Bay. So, that was kind of my area. I didn't realize it was that hot where I was, but, um, oh, Crooked Cuts, great. I'm glad to hear that. He's just saying that he was sharing that he was building out his CRV, and I was just chatting with him a little while ago, um, and seeing that if any of the tips and tricks that I shared on my videos had helped. And he said the tin tape trip really helped. And that was when I make my templates and I use the foil tape from Ductwork and use that on the cardboard. I showed that one to John the other day. John at J5 Custom Vans. We were hanging out, and it's actually a video I'm working on right now, and that's kind of why I'm doing a live streams, because I'm behind on my videos, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tune in, connect with you guys like this, and I've been wanting to do a live for a while, and then, but yeah, John and I were doing some work. We're hanging out together at a shop, and he was showing me how he did his templates, and I was like, I like to do them like this, and I was looking at his way, and I was thinking, man, that I don't know. I'm like, that works, and I was like, but I like my way better. So I did some templates, doing it my way, and I think he appreciated that. He really liked it, and I don't know if he's gonna totally adopt it. He's been shy about working with corrugated cardboard in that particular way, but we'll see. Um, and it was fun. He showed me a bunch of stuff that I didn't really realize either. He gave me a few tips, and so it was kind of a fun time hanging out with John. Um, that's my mom just texting me now. Hey, mom. Okay, she's just sending a little text. Hi, mom. Hopefully you're tuning in, mom. We were talking about you just a while ago. I'll catch up with you a bit later. Okay, AG, I'm reading your comment here. Picture this: cold storage for your canning. You have the whole province to find a little rock cave. I think it would make great content for your videos. I'm worried about you guys. Oh, thanks, Iggy. Yeah, I guess that could work. It'd have to be some kind of like rock cave or something like that, where you could really kind of boulder it in there from the bears, or maybe do it on a maybe an island, or like a small Gulf island where you wouldn't have grizzly bears or something. I don't know, but that's good. And by the way, I'm not worried about us guys. I know you're probably talking about me and others like Chrome and Emmy and other van lifers. It's I don't know. I'm feeling quite optimistic of things. So we'll see. I mean, there's definitely challenges that come to everybody's life, and you got to work through them. But I'm feeling optimistic. And Tourist to Canada, he does canning and fermenting in your van. Okay. Well, I've done the fermenting thing, but I haven't done the canning thing, so I'm down for that. I'm very interested in doing the canning thing. This is because I could do canned salmon. I could do oysters, mussels, which I haven't really got into since I've been out here. But I do want to get into some shellfish harvesting, and I love smoked oysters. I buy them in a little tin. You peel the lid off, and you have them on some crackers and stuff. Those are really good. The only thing I don't like about them is every single brand that I find, they're always smoked oysters in canola oil, and I just can't get over that too much. I don't want to buy something that's floating in canola oil, because it's predominantly it's a a genetically modified crop, and canola oil itself, the way it's extracted, it's uses kind of more of a chemical process with different heptanes and weird things to get it out. So it's not a very clean oil, and then it's also full of omega-6 fatty acids, which there's already way more of that in the diet anyway, so it's something to kind of get away from. So, but if I were to harvest and can it myself, I could put it in something like coconut oil or olive oil. I don't know how it would go with olive oil, like maybe a lighter olive oil, but like maybe one of those two, or just water. That's probably fine. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm definitely intrigued with this whole canning thing. Thea of the Mountains, hope all is well with you and your van. How's the engine? Mileage stuff? I worked this summer. I've done a lot of rec site camping and on the bush, simple rock roads, nothing harsh. Easy on my van. So my van's doing pretty good. That I did have that whole coolant thing blow up when I was with my mom. That was a little stressful because I was just like, I don't know, I didn't want to be dealing with that while I was with my mom. I felt like I wouldn't mind dealing with that on my own, but because she was with me, I knew that was going to kind of eat into our timeline a little bit. And it did, but we managed to work around it just fine. And since then it's been good. I flushed the system out with proper coolant. I went to a service shop and had it all. They basically pumped out all that lake water and flushed it out with coolant, a full cycle of that, and then reloaded it all up with a new coolant. And there's no leaks. It's good. The engine's good. Everything is doing fine. There's a few little, like, there's always little things that I gotta fix. And I just always try to, like, put a bit of time aside and deal with one thing at a time. But it's good. I'm really happy with it. It's cool that you're enjoying some rec sites and camping. I did a little bit of that lately, and it was really, really nice. Really nice. Van City Adventure. Hey, man. I'm yeah, good to see you in here. And I am definitely doing well, buddy. How are you? Clydesdale Adventures. Hey guys, happy Joseph Edmonton. Enjoy your videos. Slowly building out a Sprinter myself. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I had a lot of, like, it was an interesting process working on the Sprinter van. Like, I just, being able to stand up in the vehicle, um, like, I just, it was really, really, really nice. And I think for living in a van and calling it your home, if you can afford to get something that you can stand up in, and start with that, then that's great. And if you can't, like, I mean, you can do this. I'm doing a minivan, and I'm fine with it. And I love my van. It's incredibly, like, I love this van. It's awesome. Um, it would, even if I, like, my mom said she would, she kind of jokingly said she'd buy me a Sprinter van or something. She bought a lottery ticket while we were hanging out. She's like, if I win this lottery ticket, I'm gonna get you a Sprinter van. And I'm like, okay. And I was just like, but even, I don't know, it. I want to hang on to this one for a little while. Like, there's so much heart and soul in this one that there's something to it. It's taking care of me. Um, it's given back so much, and I put a lot into it, but it's given back an awful lot as well. And it's just this nice thing, nice relationship. Kind of, it's grown on me an awful lot. When I first bought my van, I was just like, what did I just do? Like, I went from a Jeep Wrangler lifted with big tires and off-roading and all that stuff to this vehicle, and I was just like, oh my god, this is depressing. And I was just like looking at it, and I'm like, well, at least I got more space in it. It'll be temporary. I'll only be in it for about a year, and I'll have my debts paid off. This was a while ago. This was pre-COVID, and it'll be good. But then, things change. But it's grown on me ever since, and I've come to really, really love this vehicle. It's really nice. So I'm happy with it. But yeah, that's cool, man. Went on quite a tangent, but good luck with your Sprinterville Clydesdale adventures. That's pretty exciting. Um, yeah, Idgie's Clydesdale Adventures. Love your name. Love your name too, man. It's a good one. Um, let's see. Mr. Muffin Man, hey buddy. Blue Boho Blue Van. I'm in Cowichan Bay right now too. Where are you, buddy? Um, that's great, man. It's cool. Small world. Um, I went to a coffee shop up here the other day. I walked through the village just a while ago. It was like, I don't know, a few days ago. And I had an excellent coffee and breakfast sandwich over there with my friend Jay. And I'm intrigued. I really love that little town over there. I love walking through it and checking it out. And I kind of want to go there again and spend some more time. But it's nice to share that kind of thing with somebody else. So I don't know. Maybe we'll go for a coffee there, you and I, one time. Um, Let me know. But now's not the time. I'm gonna do this live stream. I got a full day of work ahead of me, and I gotta run. So, but yeah, stay in touch. What kind of van do you drive, or are you in a van? Or are you in a house? Like, what door can I knock on? Are you in this area? What's the story? The next adventure awaits. Hello. Tourist to Canada. I ferment ginger beer and tepache. Dude, man. Ginger beer, no doubt, man. That is so cool. Oh my god. All right. Damn, that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, the things you can do. I like the things you can do in a van are pretty surprising. And some of the things turn out just amazing. Uh, oh, share your Yasido. She says John West does smoked oysters and olive oil. I love them. Is that like John West the brand name, or is that John West some? I think John West is a brand name, isn't it? Smoked oysters and olive oil. I'm gonna look out for those. But yeah, I'd love to do some smoked oysters. Hmm. Uh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Playing catch up, man. Lots of messages coming in. Lots of. Mm. All right. Oh, hang on. Is my mom in here? No, AG, you're just saying hi to my mom. Okay. From the text message, I guess. Yeah. All right. Jenny Robbins. Hi, Joseph. Just joining in. What did I miss? I just shared, kind of where I was at location wise, Cowichan Bay. So I'll share that again. But there's a view outside the window. And then we're just chatting about different Q&A stuff. Canning, canning in a van, that kind of thing, which is pretty intriguing. Talked about oils and stuff. Melissa V, you're asking about grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil's got a higher temp rate. It's got also kind of the same process of extraction as canola oil, so it's not great. Um, I don't know the omega-6 profile in that particular oil, but you could look it up. Essentially, like if you look into seeds and like there's not too many seeds. A lot of seeds, that's where most oils come from. is and vegetable oil is actually not from carrots and beans and all that sort of stuff. It is from seed oil. It's seed oil again. It's just like from different types of seed oils, like safflower, canola, like different things. But you can look at you can do some research yourself and sort of look at like the omega 6 and the omega 3 fatty acid profile in the oils. When you have something that's really high in omega 6s, it's something that I would kind of maybe suggest to steer away from. From what I've learned about it anyways, is omega 6s is like it's good, we need it, but it's just in such a vast quantity in a lot of foods that we eat that it's not something that we need to really go out and look for. Omega 3 fats, on the other hand, are less prevalent in our foods. So you have to look at like different types of oils that maybe have them a bit more, or foods that have it. Ironically, oysters, shellfish are high in omega 3s. And then in the seed oils, you're looking at flaxseed and chia seed are good for that. So they have a bit higher omega 3 to omega 6 profile. And then I think also like pecan nuts are also pretty good too. There's some other nuts like almonds and hazelnuts that are have less omega 3s, but they've got an okay sort of stack against the omega 6. It's still high in omega 6 comparatively, but they're good fats as well. So you can look into that. But omega 6 is like you with because there's so much of it and we have a lot of it in our diet. It actually causes like it leads to some inflammation in the body and stuff. So granted, like I'm not, you know, super strict about it. I definitely like slip inside of my diet, and there's times where I just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna have some fish and chips, and it's at a restaurant, and for sure they're gonna cook it in some cheap vegetable oil, like a canola oil. There's no question that that's what it is, and so it's like, well, okay, from time to time, it's nice, but it's not something I would do on a regular. In my own cooking, I don't buy canola oil, or I don't even buy grapeseed oil. I just buy butter, and it's grass fed, and olive oil and coconut oil, and those are the three that I use. That's it. Uh, oh, Joanne FK. Yeah, I don't know, mom. Did you change your name? Um, I guess maybe you changed your name, mom. Good to see you in here. Um, So I keep looking out for her older name there. That was Common Dad. So, Mom, did you change your name on your YouTube profile? Is that what's going on? Um, yeah, Janabana, no seed oils are safe. Coconut oil and avocado oils are my go-tos. Um, Pretty well. Yeah, same thing. Avocado oil though is still like not super great in how they get the extracted out. It's a better oil, but it goes through quite a process in getting it out and bringing it into a bottle, and essentially it ends up becoming pretty much the same thing as what a coconut oil is, or sorry, a canola oil or something like that. It might be it's a little bit better, but it's definitely marketed as being a healthier oil, but it's not. It's still not a like a fantastic option. Um, I've tried it with a bunch of stuff. I was onto it for a little while, but I started digging into it a little bit more, and now I've moved away from avocado oil. But yeah, you take a look into it, Janabana and banana, and see what you think. But yeah, I'd say do a little research into the avocado oil and see what you think yourself and make your own decision. Mecca Sunshine, I'm buying my first van. Joseph, are you available to make it a home? Do you have an email? Mecca Sunshine, I'm really not personally available to do any van work at this stage. I need to just I have to pull away from taking on any of those kind of jobs right now, personally. But My friend John at J5 Custom Vans, he knows his way in and out of a van, and he's got a lot of really good skills. He's got a beautiful shop. He's set up and equipped to do it, and I definitely recommend him. He's on the island. He's actually in the process of building a new shop. We're going to go over some of that in my next video that hopefully is going to be out tomorrow. But yeah, John at j5customvans.com. Check him out. Fantastic guy. And, if you need to use an Airbnb in the process, he's got an Airbnb available to rent out if you need to be like out of your van for a period of time while that work's being done. So, or you can just drop it off with him, and he'll fix it up for you. So, very reasonable too as far as all costs and stuff like that goes. Like, I think John gives an excellent price on that sort of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, personally, like, I need to take a break from van building. When I was working on Nick's van, like, I was really like worn out by the end of it. Like, that was a big job, and I felt like I need to take a break from this kind of thing because I felt like I had work to do in my own van that I wanted to do, and I didn't want to do it. I was just tired of it. And I know I'm skilled and I can do that sort of stuff, but I was just like, enough is enough, and I need to take a break. Um, so I'm honoring that within myself anyway. So there's lots you can do yourself if you're willing. If you've got a little bit of skill and know-how. If you don't have the skill and you got some tools and you got some resources available, it's amazing what you can do with what's around you. And there's a lot of easier ways to go about things that are maybe not as fancy with the cabinet work, but you can kind of retrofit certain things in there. And I've seen some people do some incredible van builds themselves with just stuff that they find in back alleys, or little thrift shops and stuff, and they make these really beautiful van homes out of stuff that costs them almost nothing, and they just tinker away at it, and it looks great. So all the power to you in doing that too. You can really create something really special if you go about it that way, and then you can look at it and say, I did that myself, and it feels really good, to do that as well. Yeah, Janabana, olive oil should not heat up. Yeah, I don't usually heat up my olive oil. There's been the odd time where I'm just kind of lazy and I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna fry my egg in olive oil or whatever. But most of the time I just use olive oil raw and I put it on my salads. I've made mayo with it before too. I haven't done that in a long time because my new little blender that I use in the van is just kind of a nuisance to use, but I've done that. But yeah, mostly I just have olive oil on salads and I use it as a dressing on different foods and stuff like that. T-Bone, thanks, man. I have a coffee on me, brother. Cheers, man. Really appreciate that so much. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. I'll definitely have a coffee on you, and I'll think of you. Thanks, T-Bone. Rusty Kerr cooks with ghee and avocado oil. Ghee's another, so we're kind of on this whole fat thing. Ghee's another good one because basically it's butter, but it's clarified. It's taken like all the proteins out of it, and it's just like the fat part of it. And that's a really good way to cook because then you're not burning the protein part of it if you're going to bring that up to a higher temperature than you would with just regular butter. So ghee's a really good option as well. Yeah. Living in a Subi. So I just wrapped up my electrical install in my van. More intimidating than I will admit. Tube, LOL, but it was a great feel to have full AC/DC system. Yeah, dude. I'm proud for you to do that yourself. It's really good to do that particular side of it yourself because you're gonna develop that understanding, or you probably did have to do some research, and now when something's not working, you're like, oh, it's gonna be this, I better check this and I better check that. So Right on, man. That's really cool. It's fun to do that too, you guys. And you can do it all. Everything you need to know about building a van, the electrical, the installation, the construction. You can find every little aspect on how to do it on YouTube. I've watched plenty of videos on how to do this, how to do that. It's a great way to find a free education. And of course, you have to kind of skim through things, as you guys know. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff out there that's maybe not so useful either, and there's a lot of good content that's just really enjoyable too. And then there's a mix of both. Um, yeah, yeah, Michelle, thanks. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. And Boho Blue Van, I'm just down the road from you right now. We should meet up this morning. Come say hi after the live stream, man. Um, yeah, just pop by and say hi. Um, it'll be a quick hi because I got it. Like I said, I got to go and finish up this video and take care of a few things just up here. I got to go up into Chemainus and deal with a few things, and then I'm going to make my way back to Victoria. I've got a Thanksgiving dinner with my cousins and aunts, and they're all down in Victoria. And it's funny, when my mom was visiting here, I realized suddenly that I was like, most of my family lives on Vancouver Island now. My dad lives in Calgary. My mom lives in Ontario. My brother lives in Quebec. But I've got aunts over here and cousins over here. Well, a lot of them. So it's really nice. I mean, they're not like right close family, like brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers kind of thing, but I got more family out here on the island than I do back home where I grew up in Eastern Canada, which is pretty neat. It's just somehow people have kind of migrated out this way. But man, this morning is so nice. I know Blue Coho Van, you're probably looking out at this water too, thinking it's beautiful out there. It's low tide, it's calm. Off in the distance, you can hear the faint shots of gunfire going off, and that's because it's hunting season. And over that way, I believe there's probably some guys set up with their duck blinds that are shooting ducks. So that's kind of a little bit of a rhythm in the background goes on in this area. I haven't gone duck hunting in so long. I went duck hunting with my dad when I was like 14, and we would go. We didn't do the duck blind thing, and we didn't use the decoys or anything like that. We would walk out in the bush with our shotguns, and we would go out to these ponds way out in the bush, and we'd hike out to them, and we'd kind of sneak up on the ponds and sort of look for the ducks, and then we would shoot the ducks. And my very first duck that I shot, I think I've only shot about 6 ducks in my life, guys, but and they were all really good. Like when I think back of those days, like of the meats that I ate, the duck meat was just really good. Like it was really nice. And yeah, so the first duck was this moment where I had this like little plastic grocery bag in my hand, and I had this shotgun that I had. It was this, I think, this Russian made single shot shotgun that my dad had bought me, and it was a beautiful gun. I kind of wish I kept it because it was like, thinking back, it was really nice. But in any case, I had this grocery bag, and we're walking up, and then all of a sudden I heard this doof, 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 coming up at the pond, and it was like this slow motion. My dad's behind me, and I'm just like, I dropped the grocery bag, like our lunches basically, like onto the moss that we're walking on, and I was just like, and I lift up the shotgun and I'm bringing it over and I'm starting to lead on the thing and I'm like leading on the duck, which is like where you're aiming in front of where it's flying a bit. And click, safety goes off, and then it's just like boom, and the duck just goes down into the water. And man, that was such a thrill. My dad and I were just like, holy cow, that was really cool. And he was really impressed. I guess it was a special moment for him to see his son do that after teaching me how to shoot, like skeet and all that sort of stuff. And then all of a sudden the moment came and it was just like there was no need for him to like say anymore. It was just click, drop the lunch bag, and whoosh, boom, down it went. And that duck fell into like this real crappy part of the swamp, and I was so determined to go get it. He's like, "Oh no, you're gonna get soaking wet," and I'm like, "I'm getting this duck, Dad." And I went out there, and I was like, basically, there's these little sticks growing out of the pond, and they had like a little root system right above the water line, and I could grab onto one and sort of stick my foot onto the root system and keep myself from getting down into the water. And I was able to make my way through this like maze of branches and stuff growing out of the swamp, and I got the duck. And then I brought it back, and that was my first duck. I can't remember how we cooked it. I think we did some roast duck. We put it in some soups at one point. But it was a really good quality meat, and it was really nice to have that. I'm glad my dad exposed me to that stuff and shared that. So it was pretty fun. But yeah, anyway, there's some dudes over that way that are doing some duck hunting. It's quieted down now, but earlier this morning you could hear them boom boom doing that. I'm sure they're having a good time, you know. It's kind of like I haven't participated in that kind of hunting where you set up all the decoys and stuff, and I don't know if I ever would either, because the decoys are just these plastic mannequins that you float out in the water, and you have a whole bags and bags full of them. You got to set them all up. It's this big ordeal. I might participate in it one day, but I don't think I'd actually like get into that because it's too much. I can't see myself buying all these plastic, things, toys. I like the hunting my dad and I did. It was just like simple. Go out into the woods, find a pond, do it. You don't have any extra supplies. Really minimal approach, and you might not get the same bounty, but the experience is amazing, and I really like that. Phew. Thanks, T-Bone. Yeah, thanks for the authentic view on van life and your knowledge of plants, animals, and the natural environment in general. Great stuff. I appreciate it, buddy. And thank you for the super chat, the coffee money. Really appreciate that too, my friend. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It is Thanksgiving in Canada this weekend. Oh, living in a Subi. Yeah, I'm proud of myself for doing it all myself. One major thing I have to do is my heater. You'll be fine with it, buddy. They're easier to do than just take your time and take your time with it and choose your location well. And it's pretty. I mean, it's easy. You got to get under the van. You got to drill a hole. There's a little bit to it, but it's not too bad. Ollie Milburn, hey fella, when are you dusting off the fishing rods and catching dinner? Well, my friend, I've already dusted off those fishing rods and caught dinner. Just you wait. I got some content coming out. Damn, I had some fun. Holy cow, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of fun. I can't wait to go back. This thing here worked really well. The rod, not so much. I'm not happy with the rod. I bought this as a rod reel combo. So this one is it's called a Penn Battle 3. 3 as in Anyway, the reel is awesome. I gotta fix the spool here because the line is kind of carrying over to the front of the spool more than the back, and If you buy the reels just by themselves, they come with this little spacer kit, so you can make a little adjustment so the line spools on there more evenly. But because I bought this as a rod reel combination, it never came with those little spacers. So I'm gonna have to maybe go to a hardware store and find one. It's just a little plastic nylon thing, and there's a place in Victoria that sells that sort of stuff. So I'm sure I'll find what I need. Um, or maybe I'll get fancy and one day at John Shop we'll turn something up on the lathe and fit it in there so it's just right. But the reel's really nice. I'm really liking that. But the fishing rod, the top section of it, just like there's so many times where I go to cast it and the top just comes loose and it flies off into the water, and it's just like, oh, and sometimes the timing of it was just terrible, really terrible at certain times. It was just, yeah, nice big fish jumps, and I'm just like, oh, there goes the, so there, every few casts or so, I was trying to like adjust it and make it stick. And later in the fishing trip, I thought maybe I could put some tape on it, but that was later in the fishing trip. But I'll probably do that, put some tape on it. I'll keep using it for a little while, but it would be nice to replace the rod for a better rod. And then the other little one up there, I haven't used it in a little while, but I'm going to be using that soon because I think I'm going on another fishing trip here in the short interim future, which is going to be fun. So yeah, man, stay tuned. I got some good fishing coming up. At least it was good by my standards. I've had a really good time. Um, oh, Boho Blue Van, I'm looking out at the river that feeds into the bay, but there isn't any water in it right now. Do you see any fish jumping? Well, there's no water in it, so you don't. Are you seeing any fish up there? I heard that the coho are running in the Cowichan River. Is that the river you're looking at? Cowichan River? Yeah, Michelle Reeder, Chromanemi should be back there soon. We might do, we will do a little meetup at some point, so we might do that in the interior of BC. Mecca Sunshine, thanks for the super chat, money. Another coffee. Thanks for being you and all that you share. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. And it's been a Mecca Sunshine summer, hasn't it? Like this, I don't know where you are, but in BC, out here on the island, the weather has been super sunny and beautiful. We've had a beautiful, like late summer, sunny weather. Really nice. But thank you for the coffee. Much obliged. That's awesome. Did I use that word right? Much obliged? I don't know. Thank you. Just thank you. Iggy Threadgood went duck hunting years ago in Quillon, Quebec. Delicious except for spitting out the bullets. Yeah. So when you go duck hunting, usually it's with a shotgun, and I'll just use this as like an example. But like this would be the shotgun shell, and like this would be like the bottom part of it, where the primer is, and there's this big plastic section. It's really too bad that there's a lot of these things that are left out in the woods and they're litter everywhere. But this section up in the front's got like all these little tiny round balls of in the case of waterfowl, like a duck, it would be steel or bismuth. So they're different types of lead alternatives, but little balls that go out and they just kind of scatter out. And so that's effectively how you kill the bird, is you shoot this mass of flying balls at them. And when you pick through the meat, sometimes you get these little BBs in your mouth and you got to pick them out. So yeah, I try to get when I shot them with my dad, we try and pick all those out before we actually put it into something. So you'd see where one went in, and you'd be like, okay, let's follow that through. We'll find it. We'll pull it out. And that way, when you prep it and you put all the duck meat or something into a soup, you're not like suddenly finding yourself chomping down on this little steel pellet. But it's happened. I've done it. And I've probably ingested a couple of those things inadvertently as well. But I could can ducks too, right? Just saying, since we were talking about canning, and you said I could can any meat, I guess I could can duck meat too. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'll do any duck hunting this year. I think I have to get a separate hunting license even. Like I have to get a hunting license and then I have to get an additional hunting license that's for waterfowl, migratory bird hunting license on top of the standard license. But then I also need like hip waders, um, and I don't know. There's a bit of a process. Although I don't know. I think there's some spots around here that would be all right for that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, and those decoys, they take up a lot of space, Margaret. Yeah, for sure. Regardless of what you live in, they take up a lot of space. They're not for me. I'm not going to get into the whole decoy thing. I'd rather just be go out, enjoy the day, and if the opportunity presents itself, then it's kind of like, okay, you know, kind of take that as a good omen and be like, that thank you. And thanks for giving, kind of have a Thanksgiving moment in that hunting situation. Spearmint tea, are you going to use the bow for deer season? If I remember right, I think bow season starts at the end of this month here. So bow season, I I don't know. There's for a while I was thinking like yeah, like there'd be certain things that would happen that would sort of kind of suggest that I would do some hunting this year, but then there's been so much on my plate that I'm kind of like I have to put hunting on the back burner. And so the bow season for hunting actually started on September 1st in a lot of areas, and we're now, you know, pretty well into October. So bow season is come and gone. You can still go hunting with a bow. So it's just a choice, but you can also go hunting with a rifle at this point for deer. And I still haven't gone out. What I'd have to do is go to the range, sight it in. I did group it, so it shoots a nice group, but I have to bring it over to the right point of impact with the crosshairs and stuff. Um, so I guess I have to do that and then practice with it a little bit and sort of go. There's a probability that I could do that, but I'm trying to not go hunting right now because I've got these other goals that I've set for myself. I've got this like list of things that I'm working through, and there's some things on that list that I want to check off before I give myself the privilege to go hunting. And so it's kind of like a way to self motivate myself and be like, no, I'm not going until I deal with that first. And so, and it, those things on my list, some of them are quite time consuming. So, but I want to deal with that. And I have an invitation that's open to me also to go on a hunting trip in the interior BC. It wouldn't be a bow hunt; it would be a rifle hunt. I could bring my rifle and go on it, but I probably wouldn't be like I participate in the hunt. But I don't think I would actually be like trying to harvest an animal in that particular period. But I'll be going with a friend that I'm absolutely like all for supporting him to harvest an animal, and I do what I can do as far as teamwork goes on that particular hunt, and try to be a support person for that hunt. So that's it. That's if that happens. So we'll see. That's I still want to get this other stuff off my list and take care of those goals I have for myself. But there's a chance after that I could go to the range and I could sight it all in and I could do a later season hunt with it, and that would be a lot of fun. Be a lot of fun. It'd just be nice because it was like that was a nice gift and it'd be nice to use it. And Lonnie gave me that bow, and it'd be nice to share with Lonnie and be like, hey, I put it all together and it came together and I got meat in the freezer. Thank you very much. And then I get to share that too. That's another way I can share some of the wild is by sharing some of the harvests with family, friends. Some of you guys have actually meet some of you guys, and I happen to cook you something or whatever. I was thinking it'd be really beautiful to do. Once I get a freezer set up, and I was also not serious about the hunting because I didn't have a real secure um, scenario for having a freezer and a place to put an animal like that once I've butchered it all up, and definitely don't have the space for that in my van. So I was also just kind of working through the realities of the situation this year. So, but I have a place now where I can put a freezer, and so it's opened the door up to do that again. And what I was getting at saying before then, it would be nice to do a meetup in and be able to do like, I don't know how it'd work, but I'd almost like to do a meetup where I could do a barbecue or bring my friend out who's a caterer, and maybe work out some sort of deal with him and do some cooking with some of the food that I've caught on videos, and like foraged for, fished for, hunted for, that sort of thing, and share some of that during a meetup. So it's kind of a vision I have. There's a lot of stuff that needs to kind of play out and happen before that can actually take place, but I think that'd be a lot of fun. So I don't know. It's just, something I've been thinking about. But there's a lot of pieces that need to kind of go into place before then. But it's kind of fun to talk about that in the open right now, and just share that. Um, yeah, Boho Blue Van. Okay. Um, well, yeah. You, just come by and say hi after the live stream. Boho Blue Van's just down the road from me, you guys, so he's gonna stop by and say hi. Um, Craig Betts picked up my turkey for Thanksgiving weekend. Right on, Maddie. I get to have one of my aunts cooking Thanksgiving dinner this weekend. I'm so excited. My auntie Joanne, um, and my mom's name's Joanne, but it's not my mom. It's my auntie Joanne too. She's cooking up Thanksgiving dinner this weekend, or turkey anyway. My auntie Joan, she's making pumpkin pies, and I'm not sure if she kind of does the desserts and stuff, so that'll be good. And I have a little contribution for that too. I have some of my own personal catch from some fishing that I just did, and I'm going to be sharing some of that for Thanksgiving, so that's pretty fun. Let's see. Yeah, Ollie Milburn, you like the pen reels as well, but not the fishing rods. You like the ugly sticks, which is a brand of fishing rods. They seem to do all right for him. Yeah, man. You stay tuned. That vid's gonna come out. A lot of fun, man. And man, I'm totally like, after having that experience over there, I just I'm hooked into that. I got to get back there and or go do that again somewhere else. That was a lot of fun. It was hard to leave. Thea of the Mountains. Wish I could stay, but I need to get firewood for my camping this weekend. A few other things, so I can take off early tomorrow morning. Thanks for joining Thea of the Mountains. It's good to see you in here, and all the best with your travels. Um, yeah, thanks for popping in. Uh, see Robin Jan Can Van. Hey there. Hey Robin Jan Can Van. Robin Jan Can Van. Just say that 3 times fast. Yeah, good to see you, and good morning to you guys too. Um, yeah, Ramblin' Rocketeer, good to see you in here, buddy. Where's my next adventure going to be? Really enjoyed the GoPro footage in the ponds at Botanical Beach. Thanks, man. That was a lot of fun, man. I I was so excited to go down there that particular morning. I was like, the day before, I'm like, okay, mom, we're gonna get up at this time. We're gonna go out and we're gonna go check out this beach. And she's kind of like, sort of relaxed that morning. I'm like, we gotta go. And And I guess I can understand because she didn't have the idea yet that we're in a zone where there's tides. And so you work with a timeline out here that's when you're interacting with the ocean and the shoreline, you're thinking tidal. And you're like, what time in that tidal do I want to be down at the shore? And so you plan things out differently, or at least I've started to do that. And and so that particular place, it was like I was like, okay, it's gonna be low tide at 7:30 in the morning, so let's be down there for low slack tide, and let's get a move on. And man, that was cool. Um, I'd been to that place before, and I did a video on it. I forget what it was called. I think it was called Seafoam or something, and it blew me away. And then someone said you should go back there on low tide because then you can see these tide pools that go way out onto the shelf, and it was a real treat to do that. So um, because I know what I was going into, I was like, definitely bringing that GoPro with me on that little stick that I've got, which is that's how small that thing is, by the way. When it folds up, and then it gets really long. So that's my little GoPro fishing stick, I guess, for those underwater shots. Love doing that. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Rob Jan Canada Van. Um, oh, Mom, thanks. Missing you, looking great. So happy you're happy. I'm happy too, Mom. Yeah. Okay, so Blue Van, both the Cowichan and the Cowichan rivers flow on the bay either side where I am. The entrance to the estuary is down. Okay. But it's down a short road off Cowichan Bay. Alright, I'm gonna screenshot that little comment there. There we go. I just screenshotted your comment there, but blue. That way, at least maybe I can try and figure out where you're at. Um, is it possible for everyone to come by my place? Yeah, dude, I think it is. Ramblin' Rocketeers in Hawaii, you guys. That'd be a good place to go hang out. Oh, Jeffy Bear, good morning, buddy. Good to see you in here, man. How are you, man? Oh, nice to see you, man. Every time I'm driving down that road, I'm staring at that carving of yours and think of you all the time, my friend. I'm really glad and really thank you so much for giving that to me. Yeah, I just wanted to say hello and good day, Joseph, and hello and good day back to you, Jeffy Bear. Man. Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you got a good weekend planned out with your family. And yeah, man, happy Thanksgiving. I Okay, Mecca Sunshine. I'm in the United States. Lots of sunshine here for sure. Surgery this month. Graduating in December. Ready to get out of this rat race. I love Canada. We'll be contacting J Crew for sure. Glad to be the inspiration there, my friend. And good luck with the surgery. So it's been someone in here was just saying Melvin Stevenson, Rob Jan Canada Van from Ontario, Canada. Now it's home wherever we are. Full time van life for 14 months now. That's good. Oh, GoPro stick reminds me of a golf ball retriever. Underscore says it reminds golf ball retriever stick, eh? Huh. It's just a. This one's made by Tesla. Not Tesla, but Tesla. Like, right right there. Um, yeah, so it just has that little, thing on the end there. And you just pull it out. There's a bunch of different kinds. I ended up getting this one, and I actually really like it. I bought another one, the GoPro version one. Um, I bought this on Amazon, and then I returned the other one because I was like, no, this is the better one for me. So I like it, and it's doing good. Ramblin' Rocketeer was just asking what brand of stick is it. There you go, Ramblin' Rocketeer. Um, Aaron the DJ is a beautiful morning in Calgary. Hello, Calgary. Um, and Kim Radliff from New York. Hey, buddy. Or hey, Kim. Buddy. Hey, girl. Wait, do you identify as a girl or a boy? That's a question nowadays, right? I mean, they're kind of joking around with that one. I watched this really funny TikTok video the other day. This guy was like, he's like, it's really difficult for parents nowadays to explain the birds and the bees stories to the kids because they have to explain the birds and the bees and the birds and the bees and the bees to the birds and the bees that look like birds and the birds that look like bees and then the bees that have stingers and then they sting you and the birds that sting you too. And really funny. Oh, Big Mama, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Um, Iggy, um, I'd love to do van life, but Ottawa area is so bitterly cold, and I don't know anyone here that does it. Yeah, Iggy, totally get that. So, spending time growing up in Ottawa and sort of considering it, Ottawa is kind of like it would be difficult, I'd imagine, to do van life in Ontario and Ottawa. Like if you had a place to park your vehicle and sort of like be stationary, be kind of out of the way, because you have to deal with all those snowfall that's there. And so, I mean, sleeping on public streets and stuff would probably be a bit of a hindrance and probably a little bit risky as well, just because of the state of the roads. It'd be a risk if someone lost control and they slid into you while you're sleeping in the middle of the night. That can still happen out here in BC on dry roads, and I know I'm at risk sometimes, and I just try to position my van in certain areas where I'm less at risk for that kind of thing. But then, of course, you have snow removal, and if you're in the way, it's kind of like, you know, I'd imagine that would be bothersome after a while for everybody, and um, yourself. It'd be bothersome for the guy that's trying to remove the snow from the road. Could box you in at some point, or maybe ask you to move. It just, and then of course there's all the salts on the roads over there that just are going to be, you know, detrimental to your van. Um, so I could see it being hard because you wouldn't like. I've seen a lot of vehicles rot out there pretty fast, and if you put all this money into a van build, and then your vehicle chassis just kind of rots out, like that's not a good feeling. And you know, so I don't know. I don't know if I'd, some areas it makes more sense than others. Um, Out here, it's okay, but there's still, some people are, live in homes they don't like it either. So it's different, and I think if you live in a van, it's really important to upkeep your hygiene as best you can, and then be polite and respectful wherever you go. And it's to me like it's kind of like a hack and it's kind of like a privilege all at the same time, and it's sort of like under the radar and a little bit of gray territory. um, but I love the lifestyle, and I try to be as respectful and polite and everything like that, be an ambassador in a way, and just sort of carry that on. But in Ontario, I think it'd be different. I don't, like I probably want to migrate on. Come somewhere out here. But yeah, But nothing wrong with living in a home either. Like that's great. You know, and I was thinking about this the other day when I was thinking about how much money I've saved by living in a van versus paying rent. And I was thinking, well, I think I it had I paid rent in an apartment and I didn't have a vehicle and I could walk to work, um, and I had a pretty good deal on rent, it might be the same price. But then, of course, I wouldn't have all the same freedoms that van life offered, and all those perks. But I would have I would have all the benefits of being in an apartment or an enclosed home, more space to stretch into in an indoor space, which kind of opens up a few doors for extra creative processes that are not always available in van life. There's pros and cons and considerations, but I was thinking that might be about on par. I still think van life is going to be cheaper, but especially nowadays. But yeah, I don't know. Something to think about. Melvin Stevenson, the last time is asking when the last time I've seen Cruz and Chrome. Last time was it was before they left on their trip to go across Canada. So I was sometime um, last late winter. It was. So I think it was about March or something like that when I saw Chrome and those guys. Yeah. Yeah, it was a while ago. I haven't seen those guys in a bit, and Emmy left earlier, so I haven't seen her in a longer time. Yeah. Underscore. I would imagine a van lifer like you must be totally defensive driving like no other. It's kind of weird. Like sometimes I do like I've been observant, self-observant of my driving habits while driving a van home around, and I do I drive I drive differently, like knowing that I have a van, especially if I'm on a bumpy road. If I'm somewhere where things are bumpy, then I'm like, okay, I'm taking it easy here because everything's creaking and groaning, and there's a lot of stuff in the van, and so I think about maybe not pushing my van as much. And I just had all that suspension work done, and I've got more to do. Eventually, I'm going to do the leaf springs in the back. I already have the springs. I just kind of need to set up a time where I switch them out. But you know, you put all that time and money and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take it easy on these roads. There's no reason to race through them and bomb around. And this vehicle, it's not made for off roading. And even if it was made for off roading, it's like I built my house out of it, so I don't feel like I would use it for kind of off roading sort of stuff. Like, you know, it makes more sense to go off roading in a vehicle that's purpose built for that kind of thing. And it's light and it's, you know, it's made for going and off roading. But that doesn't, I don't know, I'm not overly attracted to that kind of thing. It's a good way to go have fun, but it's a lot of expense, a lot of resources go into that, in my opinion, to go and do that. Um, if it's your hobby and it's like it's a thing, like, you know, it's like that's my thing, like totally different. I understand it. Like, have fun, go do it, like, you know, respectfully, of course. Like, don't go tear up a totally preserved environment with your vehicle, but you know, yeah. Um, but yeah, for a van that I live in, I don't see myself doing a whole lot of like crazy crazy stuff like that. Um, I would definitely, you know, and Chrome, my friend Chrome, Van Seat Van Life, he's got all that four by four. It's not four by four, but he's got all that lift done, the suspension work done on his van. He's got that rear diff lock, and you know, he's got a whole bunch of self rescue stuff. So he's really been like fired up with the whole off roading thing, and he's putting his van through the paces by taking it out and doing that sort of thing, and he can definitely afford to do that. Um, and I've already been on one trip where he learned a bunch of lessons on it. The last time we were goofing off together was up island, and there's all kinds of things falling apart on his van as he was just bouncing around out there. And I think he was kind of like, okay, I went too far. I shouldn't put my van through that much, you know, stuff. But he was just fired up. You know, he's Chrome. He's a big kid, and he was just like, "There's a puddle," and he was like, just, you know. And meanwhile, I'm in my van, and I'm kind of like, "Yeah, okay, there's a puddle." You know, front wheel drive, little soccer mom van, and I'm just driving back there, and I'm like, I can't put my vehicle through that sort of stuff. So. Um, If I had a van like his, I'd probably be more tempted to do some of the stuff that he's done with his van. I wouldn't go crazy, crazy, but I'd be like, I'm gonna go drive it up that steep mountain and go hunting in that area, and I'm not gonna worry about it. Whereas my van, I'm like, I'm looking at the steep mountain and I'm going, I don't have a transmission cooler. It's front wheel drive. There's not a lot of clearance. I got to go over a lot of loose, gravelly stuff, and my van's gonna get really pushed to the limits, and I'm just like, that seems irresponsible to me. And so I don't do it with this van. But hey, you know, if I had something like Chrome's fan, I might do it a little bit more. There's kind of that threshold you find with every vehicle where you're like, that's good, that's good, that's pushing it, that's definitely pushing it, that's costing me money, things are breaking, and that's no good. And even before that, when you're pushing it, you're straining all that stuff, and that's no good because eventually it just breaks down prematurely. So something to think about. And Jeffy Bear, I know you're still in here. I think you're still in here. Man, Jeffy Bear would get in his van, you'd just be like, biggest smile on that man's face, and he'd just be like, bump it up, bump, bump, bump. But that guy could drive his van like he was a professional. Jeffy Bear drove that thing like he was such a good driver. Jeffy Bear, yeah, it was just like some tight technical little whatever, and he'd just be like, do do, and he'd kind of get through it, and I'd just be like, that guy's a genius on the wheel. So Jeffy Bear would have a lot of fun doing that stuff, and we, you know, the three of us, even with Emmy, we did a few little excursions back there where we went and got muddy in our vehicles. But I don't know. I feel like now I'm going to be a little bit more timid about that sort of thing because I don't want to turn around and spend a bunch of money fixing all this stuff again on my van. And maybe the next van I get was going to be something that can deal with more. Well, it certainly will be something I can deal with more. And then the build in the inside, I'm going to make it as light as I possibly can. I'll probably do a lot of pre-research on it, figure out like, is there ways that I can modify the construction and make it lighter, and just so that it can deal with that kind of stuff a bit better. Yeah. Oh, pretty fun topic. Hey, Insanity, good to see you in here, man. Um, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, underscore. Thanks, man. Yeah. 30K subs. It's funny, actually. I'm not celebrating it because I celebrated it a while ago. Like, I was partway through the summer. I got over 30K, and I celebrated it. It was great. And then it sort of leveled out. And then I started losing subscribers over the course of the summer. I think that's because I was just stuck and I wasn't putting out the same amount of content. And I was there would you know there was a to me, in my own heart and my own spirit, I think this is what really made the difference. Is like I was just kind of like, I'm just kind of working through this stage, and I got to build this van at Nick's place, and I'm not doing what I really want to do, and I just wasn't feeling as enthusiastic about content and sharing, and I was just doing this van build, and I was feeling like I was kind of projecting, and I was thinking like, I'm sure a lot of people are kind of tired of this. Like they want to see some change. They want to see the channel go back to sharing the wild and, doing some really neat adventures and stuff and sharing some interesting stuff, not just van building. But yeah, I basically lost a bunch of subscribers, and so I went from positive 30 to below that. And I think I lost over 1,000 subscribers or something in a period of time over the summer, and then slowly it's been kind of coming back. So it's really encouraging and good to see that. And I'm just going to keep going with it. I'm calling this now my full-time job, and I'm trying to get back into the habit now, having finished that project, to bring the pace up on the videos. I know I've been not as fast at returning on that as I sort of want to be, but I'm working at it, and I'm going to get myself back on pace with bringing out 2 videos, maybe 3 videos a week, and just really treating this more seriously, and also being fun and, I don't know, just relaxed about it at the same time, right? I don't want to just like, okay, I'm a businessman now, I'm just going to shoot YouTube videos and find stuff to shoot because I need to make a video. Like I don't want to waste anybody's time. Like I definitely want to be producing content that is valuable, that I want to share. And some of it's experiential, like that time with my mom, wasn't a lot of like, this is how I do this, and this is what we did here, and this is this. But it was fun to share that and create those memories with my mom and share that with you guys. And it's just showing a little bit more of an intimate side of my life that maybe not everyone's going to appreciate, but I loved it, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad I spent that time with my mom and got some footage of us hanging out together. But yeah, there's a lot of ideas I have, and there's so much potential for the channel to grow and things to develop further, and they will, and I'm really excited. Like my brain is just, and I got too much. Like I don't have enough time to share it all. I feel like, but I do. But it's just like, there's this whole level of self-development that's going on in the process, and if you've been watching the channel for this long, you can probably already see that I'm on a mission for self-development as well. So that's also unfolding as the channel's growing, and so it's a bit of a balance. And since finishing Nick's van, I'm like, okay, priority 1 now is personal self-development, and the channel comes after that. But the channel needs to be like right up there high, because this is going to be my source of revenue and income, and I want to grow that into something that's really sustainable. So yeah, I'm claiming that, saying it out loud. That's where we're going. So we're gonna watch that number go up. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. I'm happy to be plus 30 again. Yeah, Ramblin' Rocketeer, where's my next adventure going to be? I believe I'm going on a drive. I wasn't going to go anywhere, honestly. It's funny because I just wrapped up a video a while ago just saying I'm not going anywhere, I'm just going to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. And there's something about that conversation in that video. I'll save it for when the video comes out, but there was something about it that's true, and there's something in there that I need to honor. But I think I've got a couple offers on the table that are going to facilitate this next. I'm basically going to go to the interior BC. I've been wanting to do that for a while. I didn't think I was going to go because I was just like, I don't really have the money, or I've got just a little bit, and I need to make sure that I manage that well. But then when things happen where it's like you get a nudge from the universe or a friend or something, where someone's like, hey, I'll pay for one-way travel for this, I want to see you, even if it's just for 10 minutes. This is my friend Jay. I'd love for you to come out. And I'm like, okay. And then I had somebody else offer me something like that in a different part of BC. Another really good friend of mine, and I was like, okay, well, that's that's intriguing. Like, maybe I should go. I want to go anyway, so maybe I should go. And so I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. Um, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I trust that things are gonna line up nicely for it, and it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna have to stay on point with the work that I need to do because I got a ton of work to do with the channel as I'm on the road going into the interior. And I'm sure somewhere through there I might end up meeting up with Emmy and Chrome in the process. We talked a little bit about doing that over the phone anyway. It was about a month ago. I just said, shoot me a line when you get to Alberta and see where I'm at, and maybe we'll meet up. So it'd be fun to do some hangouts with them, that kind of thing. And then, I don't know, there's probably some time in between all that to do some fishing, some foraging, and maybe a bit of hunting all along the way. So we'll see. Oh, okay. Rambling Rocketeer. Hey, everyone, please send good positive thoughts and prayers to Insanity while she deals with physical issues. Insanity, I don't know what you're working through, but I just sending you positive thoughts and prayers and good thoughts for whatever you're working through, physical issues. Um, yeah, we all got our stuff to deal with when it comes on, and it's important that we deal and face it and work through it. I get into that in a video that I just did. I got to catch up on my edits, you guys. I really do. I'm going to be working like a bat out of hell trying to get everything caught up and get on top and chip away at this list of mine that I'm working on. Oh, thank you, Carol Henderson. I would never drop you. I love your content. Thank you, Carol. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, people that fall off the channel like that, I think, it's also summertime. So, and that was the first real summer we've had after all this pandemic stuff, that it was like everyone's just like, oh my God, I've been longing to go out and go on this camping trip and I can finally do it. Or I was going to go on that vacation and I can finally do it. So last summer was, I think, a lot about that. And I saw the downturn of things on the channel probably because a lot of you guys were just like, oh my gosh, hey guys, calling up your family and friends and being like, let's go do this, let's go do that. And so views generally go down in the summertime anyway. Um, so I'm sure there was a lot of that going on as well. But, I also had those projections that I was, kind of, I don't know, kind of sitting with over the period of the summer as I was working on Nick's van. But, yeah. Anyway, such as it was. Oh, thank you, Insanity. Appreciate that. Aaron the DJ. Oh, okay. Talking to Ramlin. Little conversations are going on in the chat room between you guys. It's really cool. Um, yeah. Oh, hey, Low Light Mike. Good to see you in here. Um, huh. Well, let's see. Might have to get going soon, guys. I'm starting to feel like gotta get out and move my body around a little bit here soon and get on with the day. I need to do a little bit of probably do a little bit of a workout this morning at the gym, just so that I can take care of this part, and then I'm gonna sit down and crank out a video and finish this edit up, try and catch things up here on the channel some more. Yeah. Lord Winter, yeah, I'm not. He's asking if I plan on hanging out with Chrome again. I'm sure Chrome and I are going to cross paths here in the not too distant future. Um, and but yeah, we chatted a month ago. We're probably going to do a couple campfires together. I have no idea what you know yeah, what's going to happen. Plus, I've also got this thing going on where there's a good chance that I'm going to be going to Bali this winter for a period of it anyway, which would be really like to me. I'm so looking forward to just seeing my girl, and so there's a really good chance that's going to happen. I don't have a ticket yet. There's there's a couple things that I need to take off my list here just to kind of bring in a bit more money so that I can get a ticket and sort of get everything lined up in there for that. And I do have a little bit of resources that I can pull from to make that happen. Um, I just have to take care of a little bit of business, but I'm probably gonna see those guys, and I don't know, like I haven't made any plans for winter or any of that sort of stuff, but in the next little bit, there's definitely like some stuff unfolding that I'm really excited about unpacking here on the island, and yeah, there's some really beautiful things that are like unfolding presently that are really nice. I'll cover some of that stuff's going to be covered in these videos that I'm going to catch up on and share you guys soon. So you'll be up to speed hopefully sooner or later. I just need to buckle down and get it out, and then hopefully when I meet up with Chrome and Emmy, I'm kind of like I'm caught up and I'm not as far behind. Like right now, I'm probably 4 videos behind from where I'm at currently, maybe 5. And I feel like I need to bring that closer to the present moment. It's just something I feel about myself and everything like that. So yeah, insanity. My girl is doing really well. She's 4 years old plus right now. She's doing really good. We we chatted last night. We chat a lot. She's doing really good. So um, yeah, and when I do go there, I hope to. Well, there's gonna be. I'll be there for a little while. I don't know for how long, but you know, what I really want to do when I go over there is, on a personal level, aside from just seeing my daughter, is to get into the water over there. I want to explore what's underneath the water and do some swimming. It's something I want to do here as well. I just I have so many things going on the go that I just haven't been able to quite line things up and make time for everything. But I'd like to get into some snorkeling and free diving and learn how to do all that free diving stuff where basically you're diving to deeper depths on a breath hold. So I'd like to get started on that sooner than later, and also explore some of that while I'm in Indonesia. And I don't know if I'm going to get into it over there, or if I'm going to get into it here first. If I'm doing it here, I kind of need to get a wetsuit so I can get out there in the cold water and do that. But there's a little bit of an investment in that, and I don't necessarily want to go and buy that unless I know it's something that I can do. And the reason I say that is because when I was scuba diving and snorkeling and stuff when I was younger, I was like 15, 16. I took my open water diving certificate. I recognized that I had an allergy to something that was in fresh water, and my sinuses would plug up. And when I go swimming, after maybe about an hour or two, it would clear up, and I could breathe through my nose, and everything would be fine. I could dive, I could equalize, and all that stuff. But if I came out of the water and I gave it about 1 or 2 hours, it would clog up again, and I couldn't breathe through my nose. Like this, I was just totally congested. Sometimes even my ears would plug up. And this was a big problem because when I did my diving course, we really had to strategize the timing of when I was doing my 100 meter or 100 feet dive, and make sure I was doing that when I had clear sinuses so I could equalize going down. And I didn't continue the diving course after that. I got my certificate. I was able to do that part of the dive, but it was I didn't continue with it because I was like, I have to address what's going on with this allergy. I'm not going to invest all this money into to these diving lessons unless I know that I can actually go and do this sort of thing. And I associated the problem being with something with fresh water, so I thought when I make my way out to the ocean where I am at now, I'd like to try it out again and see if I run into the same issue or if it's just a freshwater thing. Maybe my body's in a different state now and it wouldn't matter if I go swimming in freshwater now. I'm not going to get all plugged up. But anyway, it's a lot of information about that little thing, but basically that's my approach. I'm thinking I would like to know if I'm going to have these issues before I go and spend $500 on a wetsuit. I don't know how much wetsuits are. I think like a seven I'd have to get a 7 mil wetsuit for out here, which is quite thick to be able to be in cold water like this. And I think they're about $500, maybe $1,000. I don't know if they're that much, but yeah, be great to get into it now, but I don't want to spend that money on that right now, knowing what I know about myself. Like, I'd rather go and find out. And if I go to Indonesia, there's a good chance I could just rent a wetsuit or do something like that, or not even need one, and I can just get in the water and sort of at least get started on it. So, but anyway, yeah, when I go visit over there, it'd be fun to go underwater and do some filming under the water and do some swimming around the coral reefs and checking out some of that stuff. Sharing the wild over there where things are a little bit different while I'm over there. Um, Yeah, Lord Winter, I would get plugged up in lakes as well. So when I was up at my cousin's lake, Stevens Lake, up island, we like I'd go for a swim. I made sure my head didn't go underwater because I was like I don't want to be plugged up because the allergy was reactive enough where it would plug me up for weeks and weeks after the swimming, like after I'd gone swimming. And it's really uncomfortable when it goes on that long. So I was like, it's just like your mouth breathing at night, every night, because you can't breathe through your nose. It changes the way you have to talk because you can't breathe through your nose. So when you're breathing between speech, it changes all that. It's really weird. So yeah, I don't know, something to check out. But yeah, but I love swimming. I love snorkeling. I love diving. I you couldn't get me out of the water when I was a kid, and I want to go back in and check it out. There's a guy, there's a guy up island in Nanaimo. His name's Chris, and I got onto his YouTube channel. It's called PNW Sampson, and he does a lot of free diving videos. It's pretty much all his videos are all about free diving. So he's going under the water with his GoPro and he's filming some of his spearfishing video, like spearfishing and hand harvesting, like crabs and stuff. I've been watching some of his stuff, and that's been really inspiring me to take it up again. And I like his approach too. It's really nice. Family friendly videos. So if you want to check out his videos, you guys, it's good. It's a good channel. PNW Sampson. There you go. Maybe one day him and I will meet up and we'll actually do a collaboration video or something. I don't know. But super nice guy. It's fun watching his stuff. It's been fun for me. I've been enjoying it lately, and yeah, it's really got me interested in getting underwater and doing some free diving. Because when I did those little underwater shots with the GoPro, I was looking out at the ocean. I was standing on that rock and I was looking at all that kelp out there. I was just like, oh man, I'd love to jump in the water and just go swim in there and see all that stuff and get into harvesting where it'd be like spearfishing. Still do the rod and reel for some things, particularly like salmon fishing. But for things like lingcod and rockfish, it'd be nice to go down there and visually see what I'm actually trying to harvest, and I can make a better choice as to whether or not I feel like, okay, this is an area where there's a decent population of fish, and I feel good about taking one of these fish out of this particular area. as opposed to fishing where you're just kind of like, you don't know, like, you got your line in the water, but oftentimes you don't get to see what's actually going on underneath the water. And since watching some of his videos, I was like, oh, I went fishing in that area, and yeah, now I understand why I didn't catch anything, is because he went, diving over there, and he's like, there's no fish here, there's a bunch of sea urchins and stuff, and he'd move on or something. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, plus, it's just a really, like, I feel like it's a good evolution for the channel for me to be able to, like, motivate, like, it's motivation for me to keep working on my fitness regime and get myself into a wetsuit, working on breath holds, doing yoga more, and then taking a camera and showing you guys the wild underwater more often. So, that's it. Whew. Lots of fun, man. Lots of fun. Oh, Water Train Moose is in here. Hello. Yeah, in and out of the water all the time, too. Good to see you, Water Train Moose. Yeah, Keith, Brookshire, hopefully they have gone away. I've been cautionary about it when I was up in my cousin's lake. I think someone might have drove up there. Oh, maybe that's Boho Blue Van. Might be behind me now. Is that you back there, Boho Blue Van? Probably got wind because I was saying I'm going to wrap this up soon and get going. So, and I think I'm going to do that. I got to go get to work, you guys. I could keep talking for sure. I'm having fun. I definitely keep talking. Yeah. You missed what was going on behind you, Spearmint Tea. Yeah, was there something going on behind me? Yeah, I totally missed it. I saw because there's a window right behind the camera here, and so that's where I'm mostly looking. And I saw someone kind of walk up and then walk back right here. So maybe there's something that went on behind me too. And the DJ look over my shoulder. Yeah, I totally missed something, I guess. I'll have to watch that on the replay. The lady in the background, eh? Oh, it is blue. It is Boho Blue Van. Okay. I totally missed you. Apparently, you did a little photo bomb back there, Boho Blue Van. All right, guys. I'm gonna go say hi to her, and I'm gonna get on with my day. Thanks for tuning in. I'll try to finish this video up today and get something out. Catch you guys up as quickly as possible. So I'm gonna be on the ball with that. I gotta get to work. I had to treat this seriously and work it like a job, as it is. Yeah. What's your favorite disgusting sandwich? I don't know. I once had a cow tongue sandwich. I was a teenager, so it was like pickled cow tongues, and I was like, a friend of mine was like, I was ice fishing with him, and he's like, yeah, man, I got these. These are great, and I'm like, you're eating what now? He's like, yeah, no, my dad, and you should come by and have one. And then so I was like, okay, fine, let's have one of these things. So I went by his place one day, and I had a pickled cow tongue sandwich. I can't even remember what it tasted like, guys. It was years ago. But I've had deer tongue. I've had deer tongue where, when I harvested a deer, like what I do is the tongue is a big piece of meat. And so a lot of people are kind of like, oh, you ain't eating the tongue. But think of it. It's a big muscle. It's basically a big piece of meat. It's a soft muscle, so it's different. It has a different texture. But yeah, the tongue is a good part of the animal to eat as well. And it's, try to use everything, right? So anyway, cow tongue sandwich. Gonna leave it at that, you guys. Yeah. Love you guys. All the best. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.